Take a look at these situations. A boy is inserting a CD into the drive to listen to his favorite music. How do you determine the storage capacity of a CD? The storage capacity of the CD depends on the number of tracks and sectors around the disc. Now, take a look at the car. All cars have the same shape and size of their tires. How do you measure the distance traveled by the car? The distance traveled by the car depends on the length of its outer surface and the number of rotations made by the wheel. Therefore, we can conclude that the size of circular objects depends on length of its outer surface, which is called the perimeter or circumference. YB wants to fence his circular garden. He has to find the amount of wire required to fence it.
The amount of wire required is equal to the distance around the circular garden.
YB goes round the circular garden with the help of a rope and a measuring tape. But distance covered by traveling once around a circle is called its circumference or perimeter. Is there a better way to determine the circumference? A measure of circumference, diameter and the ratio of circumference to diameter of some circular objects like a dinner plate, wheel of a toy, lid of a vessel, and a bangle are tabulated. What conclusion do you arrive at if you observe the ratio of circumference to diameter? From this, we can conclude that for every circular object, the ratio of circumference to diameter is approximately close to 3.14, which is the value of pi. Pi is a non-terminating, non-repeating mathematical constant whose value is the ratio of any circle's circumference to its diameter. So, circumference by diameter is equal to pi. If C is the circumference, D is the diameter, then C is equal to pi d. Suppose the diameter of circle is equal to 8 centimeters. Then by substituting the values in the formula, we get its circumference as equal to 25.12 centimeters. If you were given the radius of a circle as equal to 3 centimeters, then how would you find its circumference? We know that radius is half the diameter, that is r is equal to d by 2. So, circumference C is equal to 2 pi r.
Hence, the circumference of the circle when the radius is 3 cm is 2 into 3.14 into 3, that is equal to 18.84 cm.
Whenever we solve problems on circles and arcs, you will find yourself having to use the value of pi. Pi represents the 16th letter of the Greek alphabet. Pi is an irrational number, which means that its value cannot be expressed exactly as a fraction m over n, where m and n are integers. Consequently, its decimal representation never ends or repeats. It is approximately equal to 3.14159265 in the usual decimal notation. The great Indian mathematician Aryabhatta, who lived between 476 and 550 AD, gave an approximate value of pi. He stated that pi is equal to 62,832 divided by 20,000, which is nearly equal to 3.1416. Using the identity found by the great mathematical genius Srinivasa Ramanujam, 1887 to 1920 of India, mathematicians have been able to calculate the value of pi correct to million places of decimals. Since pi is an irrational number and its decimal expansion is non-terminating and non-recurring, for practical purposes, we generally take the value of pi as 22 by 7 or. What quantity would you be determining if you were to find the surface enclosed by the ring? If we were to measure the surface inside the ring, we would be measuring the area of the circle.
Area of the circle is defined as a region bounded by the circle.
How do you calculate the area of the circle? If we know the radius, then area inside the ring is calculated using the formula A equals pi r square. But if diameter were to be known, then area is calculated using formula A is equal to pi into d square divided by 4. Else, if circumference were to be known, then area is calculated using the formula A equals c square divided by 4 pi.
Hence, area of circle is pi r square or pi d square by 4 or.
How do you derive a formula for area of circle? Let us cut a circle from a sheet of paper. Divide it into 8 slices, which appears like the shape of pizza slices or wedges. Cut along its diameter. Now rearrange the wedges or slices into another shape. Arrange the green slices besides each other and arrange the blue wedges into the shape between the green slices. Do the pieces look like any shape I know? We had transformed the circle into a crude parallelogram. We know that area of parallelogram is equal to the product of base and its height. Substituting the value of base as half the circumference, we get area of the circle is equal to pi r square. The diameter of a circular pond is 17.5 meters. YB wants to construct a path of width 3.5 meters surrounding the pond. Calculate the area of the path and the cost of constructing the path at the rate of 25 rupees per meter square. Here, it is given that the diameter of the pond D is equal to 17.5 meters. Therefore, the radius of the pond is half the diameter, which is equal to 8.75 meters.
What is the formula to find the area of circle when radius is given?
We know that the area of the circle is equal to pi r square. Let RT be the radius of the circle covering the pond and the path. Then, area of the path is the difference in the areas of the entire pond with the pathway and the area of only the pond. Substituting the values and simplifying, we get the area of path is equal to
231 meters square.
If cost of constructing the path is rupees 25 per square meter, then
cost of constructing a path of area 231 square meter is 231 multiplied by 25, which is rupees 5,775. Thus, area of the path is 231 meters square and cost is rupees 5,000.
the radii of the two circles are 19 centimeters and 9 centimeters respectively. Find the radius of the circle which has a circumference equal to the sum of the circumference of the two circles. It is given that the radius of the first circle R1 is equal to 19 centimeters and that of the second circle R2 is equal to 9 centimeters. Let the radius of the third circle, whose radius has to be found, be equal to R centimeters.
What is the formula to find the circumference of the circle?
So, circumference C is equal to 2 pi r. Substituting the values of radii in first and second circles, we get circumference of first circle as equal to 38 pi and circumference of the second circle as equal to 18 pi. According to the problem, circumference of a circle is equal to the sum of circumferences of first and its second circle. Substituting the calculated values of circumferences into this relation, we get the value of radius as equal to 28 centimeters. So, the radius of circle which has a circumference equal to the sum of the circumference of given. If perimeter and area of a circle are equal, then which of these values would be its radius? 2 centimeters, pi units, 4 units, 7 units. Let R be the radius of a circle.
What is the formula to find the circumference and area of the circle?
Then its circumference is equal to 2 pi r and the area of circle be pi r square. It is given that the circumference of circle and its area are equal. Substituting the values and cancelling pi r from both the sides, we get radius of the circle as equal to 2 units. The tires of a car are of diameters 80 centimeters each. How many complete revolutions does each tire make in 10 minutes when the car is traveling at a speed of 66 kilometers per hour? Car tires are often described by their diameters. For instance, a 26-inch tire is a tire such that the diameter is 26 inches. Each time the tire makes one complete rotation, the car moves forward a distance equal to the circumference of the tire. It is given that the diameter of the tires of the car is equal to 80 centimeters, so the radius of the tire is 40 centimeters.
What is the formula to find the circumference of the circle?
Recall that the circumference of the circle of the tire is 2 pi r. Substituting the known values, we get circumference of circle as equal to 80 pi centimeters. We know speed of car as equal to 66 kilometers per hour. Now, on converting given speed into centimeters per minute and calculating distance in centimeters, we get speed of car as equal to 110,000 centimeters per minute and the distance traveled by the car in 10 minutes as equal to 11 lakh centimeters. Let n be the number of revolutions that the tires of the car make in this duration. We know the distance traveled by the tire in one revolution is equal to the circumference of the tire, that is equal to 80 pi. So, the total distance traveled in n revolutions of the tire is equal to the distance traveled in 10 minutes. Substituting the known values and simplifying, we get number of revolutions as equal to 4375. So each wheel of the car will make 4,375